Hello everyone. Today we will talk about the benefits of education management system for corporate companies. Our esteemed guests are with us on the air right now. Let's get to know them a little. Hi, Rani, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi, Salih. How are you? Good morning
I
to
am
you.
fine too. It is freezing out here. How is the weather in Malaysia?
It was very sun shining this morning, but right now it's actually a little bit cloudy. So we may expect a little bit rain, but no rain as yet.
Okay, but we are still jealous of the weather. Okay, so you work very hard in the field of education technologies in Far Asia. Uh, can we get to know you a little? What do you do? What does your company work for?
Yes, of course. So very happy afternoon to all the audience, the panelists, and of course Saleh. Uh, I actually used to teach law previously. And in the year 2000, I resigned to actually spend more time with my children. But when they went off to school and I finished my work, I was free. And it was the time of the black and white Nokia. And I used to because education is always at my heart, right? And I tried to send some English lessons within the 160 characters. And it worked. I tested with a few friends. And then I launched a service called SMS Me English. And I started my business from my dining table. And over the years, as the technology evolved, I also evolved. So from SMS, we have gone on to learning platforms, and our platforms are recognized by United Nations as well as OECD for being an
That's good.
inclusive company and also proven building capacity mechanisms. And later, I actually met Mr. Bilgin in Malaysia, and my partnership with Vedubox began. So right now, what LTT actually stands for Learning Through Technology, and that's my company together with my husband. And we have a holistic array of learning tools. So I'm very proud to be part of Vedubox as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome again. Hello, Ahmet. Welcome.
Hello.
It's said that you manage the best LMS support team in the world. We were at a webinar with Ahmet the other day. You sincerely answered all the technical questions from the audience. It was a great webinar. Can we get to know you a little bit?
Of course, I've been working with Vedubox for 2 years. I am the manager of the support team for Vedubox, both for local support and international support. Yeah, that's me. Thank you.
Also, I know Ahmet. He loves to help people. Yani his best role is supporting people. Serdar, hello and welcome. How are you today?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Serdar, and I work for ÇAKTI Group as a sales executive for more than a year now. And I deal with international sales in the company. Um, I hope you will get the useful information from this webinar. And
Also,
that's
Serdar, ÇAKTI is one of the first partner of Zoom, right?
right in the Europe
Yeah,
and in the Turkey.
before the pandemic, ÇAKTI was one of the first partner of Zoom, as I remember.
Yeah, that's right. And we are the first company which brought the Zoom to the Turkey and the European. We were the one of the first companies we sold Zoom to the corporate customers, and we are the one of the first companies who integrated Zoom to the LMS as well. And at Groups, actually, we are providing e-learning solution and video conferencing solution to the companies and the educational institutions as well.
That's good. By the way, you can ask your questions at any time during the webinar. We will try to answer your questions live. I'm saying to our watchers, visitors. My first question is for Rani. Rani, what is the new era learning management system or LMS?
What is the? Could you repeat
New
that again?
era learning management system.
Okay, sure. Could I just share my screen? Could you give me a minute?
Of course, you can add your slides.
Yes.
You should click on share button. It's near to
share screen, right?
Yes. Yes, I see your.
Okay, thank you. So this is my question. What's the new era learning management system, or LMS? So I would like to actually share what is the current landscape, right? Everybody looks at learning management system as a platform to actually purely for training. They think that it's just used by the training department, right? And for everybody's benefit, the new era learning management system is not what everybody is thinking in their head. Because when learning management system first started, what they did is actually they just copied every textbook or everything, and they just put it up there, and people just read what they would read in the textbook on an LMS. So that was the first generation LMS. And then LMS evolved, and people began to actually make it a little bit more friendly by putting images or videos and things like that. But today, the current scenario, especially with what happened during the pandemic, people have leapfrogged. Technology has leapfrogged, and everything has become digital. So whether the companies like it or not, they have to embrace technology. So as much as what the pandemic has done now to make people digital, but technology keeps evolving. And if technology keeps evolving, workforce also have to evolve. Right now, globally, more than 60% of workforce have to be upskilled. Leave alone the people who are unemployed now, who need to pick up their skills to go back, right? But if you
Yes.
look at it, if everybody needs to be upskilled, the cost of upskilling is a lot. And companies cannot afford to upskill everybody. It's an expensive matter. And even you send people out for training, okay, when they come back, after a few times, they forget. So LMS actually is now the way to go. LMS actually helps you to save costs, save time, save effort, and is a very, very useful tool if the company wants to move in the right direction. Because when you have the LMS, what you can do is once you have uploaded the course can be used over and over again by the training department, and they can modify the course along the way. There's no additional cost in modification. And at the same time, a person who has gone for training, they can always go back and revise. So in this way, they enforce themselves, they become more informed, and they be able to perform better and be more productive in an organization, and they can grow the career ladder at the same time. So today, the new LMS actually has a lot of good features because it looks at cultivating community learning, social learning, collaborative learning. So everybody can put in input because today is a knowledge-based economy, right? So at the end of the day, the LMS plays a very important role for an organization, and it's the only tool that will help them to save time and money and produce excellent workforce.
Yes. Also, LMS reduce the time cost. So an employee can learn anything from LMS anytime they want, whenever he wants or whenever she wants, right?
Yes, it's totally flexible and there's no pressure on them. And the one good thing is if it's a normal training, they leave the office and there's no productivity. But with LMS, they can do it at their own pace and time. So there's productivity as well as workforce, knowledge gain. So like they say, an educated workforce will help a company grow many folds.
For example, there's a lesson about upskill. Okay, so the teacher is very, very important. No, he's a lecturer. He don't have so much time. But if he do the lecture on LMS, people can record the lesson and watch again, whenever they want, wherever they want.
Yes. Yes, you are right.
Thank you. And Serdar, this is my. Would you like to continue, Rani?
Oh, you'd like me to reply to that question? I thought it was for
No,
Serdar.
no. If it is finished, I will continue with Serdar.
Okay, yes, finished.
Okay, thank you. Serdar, welcome again. How a learning management system can help in upskill and reskill employees? This is my question for you.
Sure, thank you. Rani mentioned about the upskill, and I would like to add another term called reskill. And I would like to talk about those two terms and how we can use the LMS to facilitate employee training in terms of gaining new skills. Instead of trying to fill skills gaps with hiring new people, and companies should invest in reskilling and upskilling employee to help close the gap and more cost efficient way. Ronnie also talked about it a little bit because company can reduce the cost by giving employee online training. Reskilling helps companies manage and guide their future workforce plan by training the workforce for the future and enable employees to use their talents in different key roles in the same company. Let me give you an example about the upskill and reskill. If you are a computer programmer and if you like to learn a new programming language, that's the upskill. You're adding a new skill to
Yes.
your
Skill
current
set.
but if you're a accountant in the software company and if you like to learn a digital marketing skills or programming, coding skills, that's the reskill. And in the future, you start as an accountant in the company, but you can change your career in the same company in the future. I mean, if you are interested in the coding, if even if you are accounting, then you can do it by getting new skills, and you can do it online by uh, with a LMS in the company. Uh, Whether you're advancing existing skills, meaning upskill we mentioned about, or introducing a new skill set, meaning reskill, a learning management system, LMS, becomes a very handy tool to help companies. Staff in the human resource department identify which learning and development resources are available and suitable to build essential knowledge and skills for the employee. For the many employee learners, as the learning management system is the place to take the courses and get the results. If they are motivated, if they can take the class and they learn and they will see the results. And results can be the record of the completed courses, completed content and videos. And if there is a test and test scores, we can count them in, and course credits. And also certification can be associated with those trainings too. Uh, when it comes to upskilling, LMS is the essential tool to deliver, track, and monitor the training that help to build essential skills and knowledge. If the LMS is a standalone system, you are missing the bigger picture and benefits of the upskill and recycle. By doing this, companies will get better employee morale and satisfaction, an increase in productivity and company reputation as well as, and better retention. Uh, I guess that's all the things I would like to share right now. And if
Thank you, Serdar.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Do you want to add anything else?
Right now, it's enough.
Okay. Thanks for your speech. In these days, people are exposed to a lot of data. People use Instagram, social media accounts. Yani sometimes I am searching on Instagram. I am looking at the Reels or TikToks. The time goes by very fast. Because of that, people are exposed to a lot of data. The forgetting times are very shortened. With education management systems, people can improve their skill sets and learn new things whenever they want and wherever they are in. That's the key, I think. Also, my next question is for Ahmet. Ahmet, welcome again. So,
Hello.
what are three Vedubox LMS most loved features?
Okay.
I know there are lots of features, but
Keep it. You say keep it short. Down to three, right? I'll begin with the honorable mention, and my honorable mention is we got the instant learning feature, which is aligned with what you have just said. It's like when you upload the content in the instant learning system, the end user consumes that content as if it's a YouTube Reels video or an Instagram story. Yeah, that is an honorable mention. So before mentioning what are those features, what are the three features? Sorry about this.
no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about what is Vedubox in a short manner. Vedubox is an all-in-all platform. It is an LMS. At the same time, it is an online workplace. We can count it as that. So in Vedubox, you got three main features, which is Vedubox Live, Vedubox Exam, and Vedubox LMS. That's the all-in-all platform. So what are my three favorites? My first favorite is the live meetings of Vedubox. We are the ISV partner of Zoom, which means we can use Zoom integrated in our software. So managing live meetings in Vedubox is pretty easy and it is pretty useful. At one shot, you can plan a whole semester on the Vedubox live system. And that's all you need to do. Then all the trainers log in to the platform and they just start their live meetings. And the users, again, when they log in and click the live meeting pages, they will see only the courses that are associated with themselves. I can share my screen if you like.
Of course.
Let's do that. I hope we won't go into a loop because I will show it on the browser. Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we see.
Yes. This is my first favorite, Vedubox Live. As you can see, these are all live meetings or live courses. And with the click of a button, you are in the Zoom meeting. And these meetings are safe, meaning only your employees will join these meetings. My second favorite would be the exam, because the exam module allows you to create your own questions from multiple choice to open-ended type of questions, and you can use them in a good fashionably managed exam system, as you can see on the screen. Yeah. And my final favorite would be the marketplace, because you can put your courses up for sale online. As you can see in the example, you can put a course or courses up to sale individually or in packages, and you can define durations for your course package. So yes, these are my three favorite.
Okay, that's cool. So with Marketplace, we can add our educations, right?
Correct. You can create courses, you can create trainings, course packages. For example, you for 3 months, you held a course and you used our replay module, which means that your meetings are recorded in the clouds. That way, you can sell that course afterwards, because since your meetings are recorded, now those meetings are accessible through the replay button. So you can sell that, or you are going to hold a series of webinar meetings. Yes, you can put that up to sale. Or you got exam, for example, PMP exams, international PMP exams for practicing. Yeah, you can put that up for sale.
Also, as I understand that, Vedubox is not for only students. If you are a lecturer, if you are a teacher, you can add your lesson lecture to Vedubox and you can sell it, right?
Correct. Actually, we are talking about a wide range of users here, and of course, today's topic is the companies. But yes, Vedubox also aims for teachers or individuals as well. For example, we had a music school here in Turkey, and they started with the Vedubox Tutor. Vedubox Tutor is one of our platforms we provide for individuals, those who are individuals and beginning a new journey with the LMS systems. We only provide the restricted instructor account to those type of persons, because it is easier for them to handle. And then starting from there, they now have their own all-in-all Vedubox system. They switched to their separate platform because they grow with the Vedubox people. Yeah, we got steps and solutions for each step.
Rani, I will continue with the benefits of corporates, but so it is a good feature that there are lots of unemployed teachers in the world, in countries. So the creators can create their lessons and upload to Vedubox and sells the people, right? It is a good feature, I think.
Yes, it's actually good to also like if they're looking for a second income or doing something freelance, it's a great platform.
Yes. Yes, Ahmet, you may continue. Sorry.
Actually, yes, I talked about my favorite 3 features. If you have question about those features, or if you get other questions, I can answer them.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm finished.
Okay. Rani, this question is for you. How does LMS help automate training?
Okay.
You can share your secret if you want.
Sure. Thank you. And here are so basically when we talk about automation, what we are trying to do is actually provide functionality so that it's easy for the person who is providing the course and easy for the person who is learning, right? So at the end of the day, whatever we do, we want to save time and money all the time. And when we talk about automation, it's purely about processes, because like if you're going to have classes and you have like 10, 20, 30 classes, you'll have like so many registers, so many databases. And if you're going to put it into Excel or anything, it is digital, but it's not as friendly as how our LMS can actually assist, because everything is at the click of a finger, right? So it provides flexibility and consistency. Now, example of automation, right? It's like when you have it's basically what we are trying to do is create for you a virtual training center. If you do a real training center, you actually will spend 100,000 or what to set up a center, right? But here you can have it all automated, and it's at such a small cost, right? And like, so in a training center, you will have managers, you'll have administrators, you'll have trainers, right? So you have to assign roles to these people. So when you assign roles, so of course the master controller will be the administrator, but he has all these other roles that he can assign, and they can take care of their responsibilities effectively. And the administrator will be able to actually monitor all these things. At the same time, when it comes to like creating groups or students, right? Things like that, it's easy for you to actually break them up. So maybe the finance department is a separate group, the logistics department is another group, and under them there can be subgroups as well. Maybe the seniors have a different group, and then the executives a different group. So it makes learning more user friendly and more you give the correct kind of learning to the correct group of people. The same you can do with courses. Like once you have prepared a course and all the activities assigned to it and the questions assigned to it, it's a one-time job when you're doing something, when you're developing it for the first time. But this effort that you put in pays you by how you can use it over and over again. Of course, when there's time for updating the materials and all, it's just a matter of updating. But you don't have to spend time creating or talking. Like if in a physical way, you have to retalk and do everything all over again. But here the training is consistent. What you did in day 1 is what a person in day 10, when they attend, they get the same kind of training. Consistency is very important when it comes to training, right? And also when it comes to like enrollment in learning plans and all. So once you just set up all these things, it's very easy. So when this person comes, this is their enrollment plan. This is what they must pay. And when they have paid, you have all those things in reporting and all, right? And at the same time, you can also have reports to management, because when management invests in an LMS, they expect to see how you're using it. Is it effective? Is there return of investment, right? And in our platform, I must tell you that although they would have bought 50 licenses, they can actually use it for different departments and different purposes. If say that now, say the finance department has finished their training, and you can passivate those users, and you can use this 50 license to train maybe the logistics department or the customer service department, right? And you can roll these user IDs. You don't have to like spend for like, oh, if finance had 50 people, customer service had 100 people, you don't have to buy 150 license for a start, because if you're not using it every day, then you can actually roll these user IDs. You see, so you save a lot of money in that as well. And at the same time, when it comes to automation, the way you handle support is also very important, because at the end of the day, support is the one that actually drives you. Because when you have an issue or anything and some support is needed, we are always there. Our support has always been commended by people as well, right? And also when it comes to issuing certificates, instead of manually printing and sending, now you can already preset the certificates after different courses, the badges and all, to motivate the users. So these are examples of automation that actually will help make the training engaging, make it fun, make it motivating and inspiring. So at the end of the day, in summary, when you talk about automation, it's about managing users, managing the enrollment, tracking progress, even the exams and everything are auto-marked, except for the ones that are long-ended questions. Everything else is auto-marked, right? And you want to give a great experience to the user.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Sinan, welcome. I forgot to say hello to you. How are you?
There's nothing. Thank you. I'm fine. I'm coming from the corporate life. In our corporate life, there's too many problems because I manage too many sales staffs and marketing and other stuff. They were all over the world. If you want to come these guys together in a place, it's very expensive and time losses. For this reason, we are always want like this program because this is easy and then it is reachable and it's very useful because You can use like these programs. You can do everything. Always we have some problems like orientation, like training, like IOSA or training. Also, we do some movies for like these, and it's took it in this in LMS Vedubox, and then we train all of our staffs because our staffs is not in a same line. They needs differentiate from each other. For this reason, these are so important for the education and the courses and the something like this, but it's also so important for the corporate life. You should take care about this. Thank you very much, Salih. It's a good webinar. Thank you, Rani. See you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Ahmet, hello again.
Hello again.
Yes, I have another question for you. How does Vedubox LMS benefits the corporate sectors?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, Rani, Serdar, and Mr. Sinan also answered this question partially. So I'll go into examples instead of going into details. Yeah, let's begin with this. An LMS will help you transfer your corporate standards or your working quality to your employees, right? This is one benefit. And as Sinan said, there is the benefit of helping the orientation processes, or as Serdar mentioned, the upskilling, etc. And of course, there's also the matter of reducing the training costs, because if you would prefer to have your trainings in a hotel, for example, yeah, that will cost you a lot. But with an LMS system, it's almost free compared to that. So, under the light of this information, my first example would be in Turkey's Ministry of Urban Planning and Environment and Climate Change. There's a new title to that.
Yeah.
There was the training of field personnel who's doing the testing of the industrial sites or the factories that gives the certification for them to keep operating or stop their operations. There were lots of people all around the country who needed to attend to that training, because first they would need to get their own certificates so that they are qualified to do this job. So during the pandemic, we met with we came together with the ministry and we set up this. We set up the Vedubox for this process, and
How many people?
we are talking about within 1 month. We are talking about 1,500 people. Yes, so there was a series of webinars, and in these webinars, the training was intense. Just one trainer comes, finish, and other trainer comes, and there some of them are using their slides to transfer the content. Some of them, there were some old-fashioned people, and their age is also so they wanted to use the board instead of presentations. That's also okay. We set up a camera looking at the board, so they
Did you send the boards?
Sorry?
Did you send the blackboard and pencil?
No, whiteboard. It was a whiteboard, not a blackboard. It was a whiteboard with wheels. We could move around. So, yeah. Anyway, the live meetings were held, and then the exams were held after the live meetings. And according to exam results, people get their certificate or they had to re-enroll in the train. So yes, this is one example.
Yes.
Another
Also,
example.
I want to add something. Gathering all of these people are very expensive. They use bus, plane, and
Yeah.
they had to come. They had to came together. For example, the ministry maybe had to rent a hotel. It's very expensive, and there are lots of costs, right, Mr. Sinan? You can give example about costs if you want.
May I give an example with
Okay.
that? In ministry, I don't remember who the person was, but I remember what they said. The day the registration was open for everyone, it was already half full, and then it quickly finished. And they said if this was a physical training in a hotel, we wouldn't have this much of registration rate. And they had to increase the license they used because it was online. The shown affection for this training has also increased. Much more people wanted to attend to this training because, let's be honest, it was easy to do that. They wouldn't have to pay for travel and accommodation. They just and they had joined the training with their cup of teas at hand like this. So yeah.
Zoom Zoom post something. As I remember, most people attend Zoom meetings on their beds, right? I heard that. So people can attend the meeting, to the event, to
Please
the
don't do
lesson.
that. Please don't do that.
Salih,
You
Salih. Yesterday we were in religion affairs. You know, there's too many religious stuff in Turkey. They will use these our Vedubox. They said that they come together these stuffs in Antalya in a good hotel, and there is transportation cost, and there is saloon cost, and also the eating cost. It is too much expensive.
Yes.
In this cost, they will replace the cost with the library. They do a library in our mosque, and they get the books for the all our citizens. They said that we save all of money and a lot of money, and we use it another social affairs.
Yes.
Think I said something.
uh, I
So
would like to add something
yeah,
if
of
I
course.
have time. Yeah. Our current examples are replacing the trainings in the physical environment through digital environment, but we have other cases. For example, in Turkey, there are exams that you would need to take to finish your expertise in something, or to become an officer in the government. You need to attend some exams, official exams, and of course, preparing to those exams is an industry. For example, we got the preparation through expertise doctorship. I don't know how that's translated actually, but yeah, to become an expert doctor, you need to take an exam. So,
PhD.
not PhD. I'm talking about the
Anyway,
medicine.
it's okay.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, in this case, there are online training companies which serve to whole country. As I mentioned, marketplace was one of my favorites. They're using the marketplace to put their courses up to sale, and they started as online companies. They didn't start as physical companies and then became online. They started the business model as online companies. And I have seen that they are very successful in that regard, because not only they are using their already existing physical tools and converting them to digital, they are also creating new content, digital content, and using them as well. For example, you cannot use a video on a question on a paper, but you can do that on an LMS. Or you cannot tell your instructor to, hey, please be faster. But while you're watching a video, you can play it faster. Because,
Yes, yes.
yeah, we're laughing, but there are videos 6 hours long, and people are supposed to watch them. So these features are important. As I mentioned, the one-time examples are not the only examples. There are business models built upon the structure, just on the online training, and I have seen that they're very successful. I got more examples, but to use our time wisely, I'm stopping here. If you have any questions, I'll answer.
I want to ask something. So, human resources department, HR, should use LMS too, I think, because there are lots of employers, and one of the job is human HR is upskill and reskill too. So they should use the LMS too, I think.
Yes, they can also use it for job interviews as well. Before the interview, they will prepare a training, and then the supposed employee would go through the training and would go through the assessment, and then according to assessment, they may or may not go to the next step, and that can be managed with the LMS as well.
Thank you, Ahmet. This question is for Rani. The LMS is good. The benefits are great for corporate companies, but the content is very important too. For example, on a live lesson, on a live lecture, a teacher came and tells something, teach some things. But on an LMS, these lecture can be usable again, with many students. Okay, so how easily can we create and deploy content using your LMS?
Okay. Actually, just to answer the question, it's very fast and very good. But I want to actually share a little bit more so that people get a better understanding of how to actually deploy content correctly. That is the most important thing. If you want your LMS to work for you and to bring you success for your organization, then you must have a strategy. So whenever you get your LMS, first of all, you must understand what is your business goal so that the training department will be able to prepare a learning strategy to actually achieve business goals. So the courses and everything that they're going to prepare, they will do it according to what the company wants to achieve so that their KPIs can be achieved. Not simply you have an LMS and you just put any courses that you like. You can do that, but that is not an effective way of achieving success in an organization. And even before, while you're preparing, right, there's a few things you have to prepare. Number one, you must create a learning culture, which means that the CEO or the senior management must also want to embrace learning. They must be the example so that the other executives and managers will follow, right? So you must create a learning culture. Maybe like once a week or once a month, they have like a session where the CEO can talk and encourage them what you have learned, share with us. So when there is a learning culture and you put courses, then the employees will go in and they will actually learn so that they are able to share. At the same time, when I say activate business leaders, this is what I mean, like, in every department, one of them is in charge of learning and they are the one that will inspire their department staff or workforce, hey, what have you been doing today? Things like that, so that they motivate them, even if they haven't done because they had workload or anything. Next time it will still, they say, oh, I have to go and do this. It's like a reminder to them. And of course, you must also define the learning needs, right? So now when
Yes.
it comes to content, you have prepared the people and the mindset. But in terms of content, you must also know what kind of content. Are you going to develop the content? That means you have to have people internally to write the content, or are you going to curate content? Or are you going to outsource content? So you have to get this also properly put. And what is the pathway? So when they do this course, what is the next step? And what is the certification the company is going to give? Companies also can give certification, because then the HR will say, okay, if you have got this certification, you'll get so many points, or and then when your time comes for them to like give you promotion or what, they can look at all the credentials that they have got, right? So
Yes.
now that you know about the content and what you're going to do, you need a right LMS, right? And a right LMS is very important, meaning that it must be easy for the beginner who has no IT knowledge, and also great for the expert who has the IT knowledge. Then he'll know how to do more things on the LMS, right? So actually the Vedubox LMS system is exactly that. It's easy for the beginner, great for the expert. And also with the LMS, you must also understand what is the right kind of technology that you want to incorporate. What are the kind of tools that you can put in? Because it's just not the LMS. You like in Vedubox, we have got the Zoom. We can integrate. You can integrate Team, right? And like you for payment platforms, you can integrate PayPal. So all these different things that you have and you want to integrate so that it makes the LMS a very powerful tool. Even integration with existing LMS, or systems that they have, they can talk to the technical team to see how that this can be done, or what is the better way to do it. Because all this support comes from the tech department, which actually Ahmet has been of great help to me in the last 2 years, helping my clients here. So support is very important when it comes to actually advising on technology and tools for the LMS. Now, delivery. Again, delivery, there's two ways. One is where you already have your users and everything within the organization. And the other is external, when Ahmad and Serdar and also Sinan was talking about e-commerce, right? But also, when we talk about delivery, we also talk about other departments. So not only the learning and training department use LMS, we must encourage marketing department to use it. We must, because marketing department can use it to do the polls, the survey, and also supports, like customer service department can use the support tool that we have to raise tickets, to answer questions. In this way, the management also can see from the reports who is asking what questions, how is the staff handling, so they'll be able to improve their services. Even like manuals, instead of printing manuals, right? Like when you buy a product, there's manuals and things like that. All these manuals can be prepared online and it can be made available on our platform, right?
Yes.
So all these different departments, even compliance of, work ethics, all these different departments should come together and use the LMS to make it a very powerful tool. Not just keep the LMS for training. That's so boring, right? You must make sure that when you have something, it's not just a car that you bought, but a Ferrari for you, right? On top of that,
Yes.
our reporting tools are also very good. We have got different reporting tools for different, from users to courses to exams, So the reporting tools are very good, and it's for all the stakeholders. So even as far as to the CEO, to the management of HR, to the students, to the workforce, we have different kinds of reporting for different people, and it's all in charts and everything. So it's very easy for the end user to use, right? So yeah, that's
Okay.
the end.
Thank you.
I
Thank
hope
you.
I answered your question.
Thank you. There is an anecdote that someone at the company asked the manager, "Why do we spend so much and train the workers? One day they will go anyway." And the
Yes.
manager replies, "What if they don't go?"
I know that's actually a very powerful thing that you shared, because
Yes.
if you train them, they will be, like I said earlier, right, an educated workforce, it helps the company to grow. So, if you think that he's going to run away, that means you have not given the right support. If you have encouraged him to learn and you've given him the right incentive or given her the right incentive, the staff will be with you.
Yes, yes. Also, if they go, they will be useful for other companies. They will make other companies better. Yani, it is good for the industry. Okay.
Yes. If you're
Yes.
looking at it as
But
a holistic picture.
but I think training your employees will increase the employee loyalty.
Yes.
Because not only you're paying your employee, you're also growing them, developing them. So of course that will increase the loyalty. I think
Yes.
that's a
Yeah,
facility
Absolutely.
one would not like to lose.
Yeah. In fact, they said it helps with retention as well.
Yes. And my last question, we are talking for 50 minutes. That's great. Thanks for our viewers. Also, uh, our viewers can ask their questions anytime they want. We like to answer them. Ahmet, the last question is for you.
Okay.
Uh, any advice and tips you have for content creators?
Yes. So my first advice would be pick the right tool for yourself. I mean, to do that, you would need to decide what do you want, what type of content do you want, and maybe for deciding that, you might want to know what are the alternatives, right? So that would be the first step. You get alternatives, right? Like SCORM. A SCORM is basically an interactive. I can call it as an interactive book, but don't be confused by that. In a SCORM, you can place video. Or you can place games. You can code your own game in a SCORM content. That is a content. You got video. Maybe you can shoot videos as content, or you can turn your videos into interactive videos, or you can shoot 300-degree videos. So first decide on what ground you want to move in, and following that, I can show you some examples. I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, you can see my screen, right?
Not now.
Okay, I haven't. Yeah, now you should.
Yes.
These are the content creation tools that we provide along with Vedubox. I mean, we are doing the resellership of these products as well. And their products, their renders are compatible with our LMS system.
Can you zoom in?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're looking after creating basic videos with some annotations and some effects, then the Camtasia is the right tool for you. You can edit your videos easily and make them more professional. And Articulate 300, they are for SCORM. Beyond is very interesting. You see, the online content should be catching attention. They should catch the attention of the viewer, because it is too easy to get distracted while you're watching a video, and it's even
Yes.
easier if you're doing it yourself at your home. If your learning is doing that, you cannot know if they're watching your video or holding their phone at their hand. So if we look at the examples of beyond, I'll just for some examples, yeah, you can use characters like that and props to create animations, and it is pretty easy actually. It's not a hard thing to do. So make your content attention catching. You don't want your content to make your viewers, make your learners get bored with it. Another very interesting.
Yes, people should add fun and joy to their lectures.
Correct. Yes, they should add fun. They should add that, and in addition, using a video has its benefits. So use the tools, use the facilities, digital facilities that you have. For example, we got the scenario VR. This is pretty interesting, actually. You are using 300-degree videos in the scenario VR. I'm gonna stop my share. Yeah.
Okay.
With that, you're creating an environment within your video that you can turn around. The video plays, by the way. For example, you're at the seaside and the sea is waving. There's a ship passing by at the sea. You're in that video, you're moving around, and you can interact with things that you put on the video. And maybe according to your interaction, you can add quiz, by the way. According to your interaction, you can switch to...
We must wear VR glasses, right?
No, you don't have to. If you wear that, that will be a physical experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't wear a glass, then you can just click, hold,
and scroll.
And you can hold your mouse over and look around without VR goggles. You don't have to have VR goggles. And you maybe heard about the Half-Life Alyx, the game. That game has a section where you're writing in the glass with a pen. Actually, some instructors used that, they just installed the game, opened the game, and within the game they used that section in the game to write on the glass to hold their courses. And it was very fun for their learners. My advice for content creators is be creative and use the new facilities and use your facilities to maximum extent. And my final advice would be to use micro content. That's also very important. Yes, you would have a 1 hour long video. That is good. But if you have, for example, 1 or 2 minutes mini consumable videos, then it will also boost the efficiency of your project.
Okay. Thank you, Ahmet. And I will ask for your last words. So we should start with Mr. Sinan.
Sorry. Thank you very much for this webinar. It's very useful for us. I think that our joiner to this webinar will use and reach to Rani for all of demands. Thank you very much, Salih, for this webinar. Thank you.
You're welcome. And our honored guest, Rani, is here. Rani, as I know Rani, she always smile and she had a good laugh. So, Rani, people can ask anything to you about Vedubox. People can contact with you anytime they want. You will support and you will create a demo for Vedubox. By the way, your mic is not working, as I see right now.
Okay. You can hear me now. Yes. Would you like me to share my contact details for them to reach out, or?
No, this is the last words for the webinar. Okay.
Oh, okay. So what I would like to share is actually for anyone, they have to be creative. They have to make the LMS, something that is very powerful, because just buying an LMS is not good enough. But the more creative you are in using the LMS, the more the company will grow and the more the business will be in the right direction, because you will develop your staff, you will develop your customers, you will develop your end users. There's even the senior management team, that you just have to be creative. Creativity is free. They just have to use the LMS and make sure that everybody benefits from it.
Thank you. Thanks very much. So, and this is the first webinar in the first Asian webinar, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And Serdar, any last
Thank you
words?
yeah, sure. Thank you so much. And we have a handy tool called LMS, and we have to use it in an efficient way. And Rani and Ahmet gave us lots of examples to do so. I hope our attendees found our webinar useful, and thank you again. And it's enough.
Okay. Also, if you want, if our attendees and viewers would love to watch again, this webinar is going to upload it to YouTube, LinkedIn Live, and Facebook. Also, we create a podcast too. So if you want to listen, not watch while you are going somewhere, you can listen on Spotify and Google Podcast too. So, Ahmet,
Yeah.
any last word?
I have the buying LMS, as Rani and Serdar mentions, is not a solution. The whole process is the solution. So I suggest get in contact with us, because you don't have to buy anything. Yes, we will start meeting. We will get in touch with each other to see whether we can come up with a solution for you. This is not hey, we got this platform, buy it and okay.
Yeah.
No, this is a solution, and solution is done through conversation, through communication. So yes, that is what you need, and we can provide you that. Thanks. That's my last words.
You're welcome. So, thanks for watching. Rani, how we should take a picture?
Yes. That would be
Yes.
nice.
Yes. So, a screenshot is enough.
Yes.
Okay, I got the screenshot right now.
Yeah, great.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We will do our next webinar in January next year. Have a great day. Goodbye.
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 Yeah. Happy New Year in advance.
Yeah.